Hello, great people. It is your girl Deidre from Pillow Talk Moments with the Mobleys. I am checking in again with you all. And so a lot's been happening. The wedding is in. Did I tell y'all what wedding? I think I did tell y'all what wedding because I think I was asking y'all for help and y'all ain't helped me yet with finding a dress. And guess what? I think it is 18 days and I don't have a dress yet. That's not like me, y'all. However, I will find one. And it will be fabulous. So I wanted to check in and just see what's up, what y'all doing. This is what I've been doing is recording, working. I think this is my third week back in the office. And a lot of people say that they would rather work from they feel excited about going back into the office. That's not my testimony. Why? Because I'm a homebody and I like to be in my pajamas. I like dresses, but I like to be in pajamas. That don't make sense to do it, but that's how I feel. Um, so the one thing that I wanted to talk about, because me and this young lady had a conversation about this, and so I was just kind of curious about it because um, I'm thinking about all things relationship, and especially now because on Sunday, will be Johnny and I's 29th wedding anniversary. So when you all see this, it'll be over. But a young lady and I was talking about like how long should I wait for my boyfriend to propose? And so I was like God, how do I answer that question? Because when me and Johnny started dating 30 something years ago, we were 14 years old. So there was no thinking about, what a lot of people do now is, they date to marry. They date with a purpose. We was just going together because we was 14. So of course there was no marriage happening anytime soon. But I think now in this day and age, the conversation that we were having was that of like I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend for 5+ years or something like that. And I've this is a conversation that I've had not only just with her, but with a couple other people. Like, and I always wondered like if I'm dating my boyfriend and we're together, and especially if it's like a 5 year relationship, we're adults. Not that we started, not that we it's something that started at 14 years old, but when we got together, we were adults. So hold up. Let me say this. I forgot about this because I meant to say this at the beginning. Yesterday was International Women's Day. And y'all look at my shirt. My husband messed it up. I'm gonna blame it on him because he washed the clothes. So this part is messed up. It came off. However, of course, it's a black woman with her afro, and it's stating like love and soul, and sister girl, and so in love and faith, love, dreams, and visions, and hope. So a lot of positive stuff. This was the Love and Soul that Johnny and I hosted last weekend, weekend before last. This was one of the artists. She was one of the artists there that was there. I think her name was Gwen Yvette out of South Carolina, y'all. She was like a neo soul feel, and this was one of her shirts. And as you can see, my lovely husband messed it up already, and this is my first time wearing it. But at any rate, there you have it. So happy International Women's Day to all my beautiful black sisters, queens, as well as not just black women, but all women, because we truly rock. Did I sound real lame when I said that? We truly rock. we are fierce. Fierce and fine. Maybe that's better. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Like me and several people have had this conversation. Like, how long do I date before I expect to get married? Or how long should I wait? Around in the relationship to see if he's going to propose to me. And so I feel like this. Like, what are you what are you dating for? What is the purpose of you dating? You Are you dating with an end goal in mind, or are we just playing? Because I feel like after shoot for me, like after especially if we meet as adults, like after a year or so, we should maybe at least have already had like some type of conversation, about if we at that point, if we like love each other, we are beginning, we like each other at first, and then we begin to date heavily, and I'm feeling you, you feeling me, and we are truly honestly getting to know each other to get to some place in that relationship. Then as two adults, like I think you have to make up your decision, because you can't be responsible for anybody else. You can't be responsible for the guy to know exactly what he wants, unless you ask him. Like at some point, like I said, unless you ask him, like, what exactly are you looking for in this relationship? And I think it's not too early to ask that, like on the like first date. Like, what is I know we feel like we like each other, but are you dating to eventually marry? Or are you just seeing me and you want to see other people too, and if we're a good fit, we just gonna date for a long time? Or you looking for somebody to date for a long time because you know that eventually, like because to be honest, some guys know that they may never want to get married, and they know that from the beginning. But because you never asked the question, then you'll never know, or you'll never find out. So I'm like, what I do like about the fact, let's just say like Jacqueline Carr, she's dating the football player, and I really do admire the fact that one of their hashtags that they use is hashtag dating to marry. And I'm like, yes, boo, because let him know that, like they made that conscious decision to say, yes, we are dating to marry. Because I feel like if we've been together, 2 years, 3 years, even maybe, but like you going into 4 and 5 and 6 and 8, like, baby, what we doing? And at that point, I know you done gave it up. So, and some of you may have not. I'm not gonna say that's everybody, but a lot of times, especially if you've been together for that amount of time, and then you decided, well, we can just save money and move in together. Again, that ain't everybody that y'all, act sexually active or whatever. But if you're in a whole full-fledged relationship, y'all have moved in together, and now you're having babies from him, and you still ain't got no commitment, what you doing? And that's a legit question. Now, if that's something that you want to do, then that's your business. But if you know wholeheartedly that the goal that you have seen your parents be in a great relationship and married for a long time, and you know that you want that same relationship, you want a husband, you want that commitment, you want a family, you want kids, you want some pets or just whatever, then why have you settled? Why have you settled? And why do you get upset or something like that when, like, people, and I'm not just talking about any old, Joe Blow off the street. I'm talking about maybe a good girlfriend or a parent say to you, like, why are you, like, for real, like, why are you settling? Because I know when, before y'all started dating, or when you were younger, when you were in high school, or when you were in college or whatever, it was your desire to be married and all these things. But now, since, yeah, this person came along and you deeply in love with them, but you settling because they don't want to settle down. It's just something to think about. And so the conversation that I said I was having with a couple, with this one young lady, I was just like how do you, when you know that you're ready to get married and y'all have been together for an extended amount of time, like how do you know, like, and y'all have, I'm in, okay, so let me finish the rest of the scenario. Y'all have been together for a while. Y'all have actually talked about getting married. It had whole full-fledged conversations about getting married. But he has yet to ask you to marry him. Do you ask him? Because I saw somebody do that on it was a, I think it was a reality show. It wasn't like a TV show or a movie or whatever. It was literally a reality show, and she went to the guy's job and was like, legit was like, you said we was getting married. I've already purchased this dress. Let's get married right here in your job. And so he, at first it was looking like he was about to make her be completely embarrassed on like national TV, but he ended up walking her outside and was looking very serious. And I know she was nervous because she was like, is he going to go along with it? Does he really want to marry me? Or is he just saying this? And so she ended up walking outside with him, and he was looking serious, like he was angry because she brought the camera crew and all these people to his job. But when he got outside, he said, I'd be honored to marry you. And they got married outside. Okay, so that's a good ending. But what happens when the ending doesn't happen like that? And then you put yourself out there. My opinion, not that y'all asked for it, but I'm just giving it. If I got to ask him, then I feel like he really don't want to do it. I'm just saying. I mean, y'all tell me if I'm wrong, but like I'm never going to pressure anybody into anything that they don't want to do. But at some point, you as the woman have to make the decision that I'm no longer going to settle for that. This is not that I don't love you. It's not that I don't want to be with you. But obviously, there's something there that's preventing you from knowing that I'm the one you want. 1 year, you might not be sure. 2 years, you may be on like positively sure or whatever. Like I said, we still might be dating, but I don't have a promise ring or nothing. It just seems like it's, at that point you would know if you want to marry me. And so I just wanted to talk about that because I know me for myself. Y'all know that I physically birthed 5 daughters. And so the one thing that I think I always shared with them, that my desire for them was to court, date, be married, the as best possible as to how the Bible says it. The man come and finds you, and y'all get together, and then y'all get married, and then have babies, and in that order. Not that always works out, but I feel like it's a greater chance of it working out if you do it the way that the Lord God's designed, because I'm here for God's design. And so I would always tell him that, always tell him that, always tell him that. And so, my first daughter that got married, she had I think a year left in college. She found out she was pregnant. They were already engaged. So they decided to go ahead and get married. And so now they have two boys. And I think they just celebrated 7 years of marriage, I believe it was. Tristan is 6, so it's about 7 years of marriage. 7 years of marriage. I think it was 7 years. Yeah, I think it was 7 years. And then my other daughter, they actually dated through high school, and then they got married, and they have 2 kids. And I believe they celebrated 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. And so I have the other daughter, the wedding that I told y'all that I absolutely don't have a dress for. She actually they're getting married. She is they actually moved. He bought a home. She moved in. We didn't realize that that's what was happening because she bamboozled us. But it's so it's okay. But they're getting married, and they're the ones getting married in the 18 days. But I just feel like God's design is the best design, and I'm talking about for marriage, for anything, for life, period. Because it gives you the greatest odds against things going just crazy. Granted, some women wait for the man to find them. They get married. They may have kids. It may still not work out. But I wanted to go in with the best odds possible. Um, and so like I said, I'm just, um, that was just on my mind because I know things change, and you have, I'll be 49 this year, and by the grace of God, the Lord willing, as my mama say. But that was just like a question for me, like, how long do you wait? How long do you settle? How long do you put off what you want? And it's not about hating each other or breaking up with him and then hating him forever, but it's about putting you first. I think that's the biggest part about it, like putting you first. And me and Johnny were having a conversation the other day, and I told him, like, I I think Johnny thought that I would be a stalker if we didn't get married, and which he's right because I confirm it every time we talk about it. But I tell him, like, I was gonna always be in your life, and he was like, yeah, because we had a child together. No, 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 no. You don't get it. Even if we didn't have a child together, I was gonna always be in your life. Even if you were married to somebody else, I was gonna always be in your life. And he was like, "That sounds like some stalkerish stuff," and it probably is. It is. Um, but that's just how much I think I knew that we were going to be together. It was just like a feeling that I had, and I knew that even when he said the first child wasn't his, and then he had questions about the second baby, and because of what the lady at the church said, y'all keep some folk out your business, please. But anyway, that's another topic for another time. Um, But at any rate, like I said, sis, like especially if you're in a relationship now that you've been in for a while and you feel like you stuck and you know what you want, but you're afraid to open your mouth. I was reading something as I thought about talking about this, and it was saying the lady was in a relationship and she knew she wanted to be married. The guy would say someday or one day, and she'd be like, well, when is someday and when is one day? So this is what she did. And I know a lot of you have probably done this before. If you don't marry me in a year, or if you don't propose to me by Christmas, I'm out. And then Christmas comes. Well, this is Johnny's class ring, so I'm going to take it off. And then Christmas comes and my hand is a little ashy. Hand sanitizers and washing my hands all day make for very dry hands. So at any rate, but you still looking for a ring. And Christmas is here. So what you gonna do? Some situations turn out amazing where it was that push that made him realize that you were the one and that he needed to stop dragging his feet before you become the one for somebody else. But some situations, the man holds out because he want to know if you gonna do it. He gonna want to know. He gonna as they say call your bluff. He want to see if you are going to hold to what you said you was going to do. And then 9 times out of 10, Christmas comes or that year comes that you put, I put my foot down and I told him that if he don't marry me by Christmas, that I'm going to, I'm out. And again, Christmas comes and then it's New Year's and you're still there pining. And then the story that I was reading about for the girl, she said, she made the ultimatum. And so the point that day came and she was like, so today, today's here and you haven't proposed yet. And guess what she was met with, y'all? I am going to marry you for real one day. So what would you do? What would you do? Would you stay? Would you stay in anticipation that that day will come someday? And like Johnny say, all he tells me that he says this all the time when we were talking about situations and relationships like this. You stay, and then one day, but turns into 1 month. Back up. One day turns into 1 week, and then 1 week turn into several weeks that turn into months that turn into years. And now you here and you doing all these wifely duties. You cooking, you cleaning, you bearing children, but you still have no promise. You still have no, I want you to be my woman, and I'm gonna forever be your man, and I'm gonna give you my last name, and I'm gonna put a ring on it, and I want you to meet me at the altar because I love you, and you the one. It's like that. Some of you all settle for the hope of that, and then I'm gonna be honest. It's some of it is I've been with this one person for so long, I can't imagine myself with somebody else. Or I put so much time into this relationship, and it'll take too long to go meet somebody else. The dating scene is crazy, all these different things, but that's just to mask what you really feel, because now you're afraid to go out and meet other people and stuff like that. But the one thing that I always heard is, when it comes to that, like, he is in your life. He's not willing to commit, not willing to make you his wife, not willing to make you his queen. But if he was supposed to be it, then I feel like he would be it. And if he's not going to be it, then he's holding the space so another man can't come and be that true man that you need him to be, or to treat you how you need to be treated. And so a lot of that can lead to, self-esteem stuff and, all those underlying things that come along with it. But at the end of the day, do you think you're worth it, sis? Do you think you're worth it? And you just got to, even if it takes you some time to look in the mirror, even if it takes you some time to evaluate some things, pray about some things, and like say, like, Lord, I know what I wanted with this man, but if he's not the one, help my heart to let him go, because I deserve better and I deserve more. um yeah, that's basically what I got on that take. So I hope that y'all you will understand your worth, because again, I go back to saying this. I tell my daughters, understand, like, you've got to know your worth, and if you don't treat yourself that you are the best of God, then nobody else will. You can't expect anybody else to treat you how you don't even see yourself. Point blank, period. So, that's my 2 cents and 10 dimes, and I be making up these things, y'all, and I don't know be knowing what I be talking about. But you know how your grandmama them used to have them sayings, and stuff like that or whatever. They don't believe fat meat greasy, and you can't get you can't get blood out of a turnip. Still don't quite know what that means, but my grandmama used to say it all the time. But yeah, so sis, like, wake up and know that there's more, that you deserve more, that you're worth more, and what's the word I'm looking for? Demand more. Not that you dictating, because if you got to beg somebody to marry you, that don't need to happen, because it won't last. So expect greater. Expect greater from yourself. Expect better from yourself first, because I find that I critique myself very, very hard, and sometimes you just got to woman up and do that for yourself, and know. And it's not all about bashing men and all this stuff, but again, it's about knowing your worth and not settling for it. And again, I reiterate that to my kids, like, don't just settle. If I'm gonna tell y'all this scenario, and then I'm gonna go. And I'll never use names. That's one thing. I try not to. I won't. Like this girl was dating this guy, and he had a couple kids. Um, he had never been married. She had never been married, and she liked him. He liked her. She wasn't like the judgmental type, because a lot of women feel like, if you got kids from another woman, you can't, you're not even a prospect for dating. Um, and so she did, and he didn't have a vehicle, but she would, drive, she would, pick him up from work. She would help him out. He was working and stuff or whatever, but he had two kids. And at first she was excited about it, new relationship, who this, type thing. And then it turned into his kids. I let him use my car. He brought it back junky, or his kids be dropping stuff. And, she really, liked her car and liked to keep it clean and all this stuff or whatever. And so one day she called me and we were just talking. And, she was venting, and I was like, sis, baby, honey, sweetie, sugar pie. You're not married to him. You don't have any kids with him. You know what you like. You know what you don't like. Why are you still in this relationship? Why haven't you told him, look, I like you, as a friend. I thought that this could turn into something more. But obviously it can't. The one thing I need y'all to know is, if something is not working in y'all life, please do something about it. Fix it. Because you have the power to fix it. She had the power in her mouth, talk, and to say, I like you, I adore your kids, but this relationship ain't meant to be. And I think at some point she knew it, but she was afraid to say it because she didn't want to hurt him. But yet she was slowly about to strangle somebody because she wasn't happy. And I said, it don't even have to go that far. There's a nice way to let somebody know that this is not it and this is not gonna work. But I wish you the best in life. And there you go. I just gave it to you right there of what to say. So make good choices for yourself. Choices that if something ain't serving you, if something ain't supporting you or making you better, then you really need to reevaluate it. Like big time. So that's it, y'all. I'm done. I'ma go. But again, I'm just checking in. Y'all pray for your girl because I have to find a dress in 18 days. I'll be going out of town, and so hopefully I can find something there. So we'll see, but I just know it's gonna all work out in the end, even if I got to go to the fabric store and get me some silver cloth and make me a muumuu for myself. They have cute muumuus now. I have 2 cute muumuus. I probably won't be able to make it myself, but I'll get her done. So thank y'all for hanging out with me again. I appreciate your time, and I think you're beautiful and valuable, and you're worth everything God says you are, that you were fearfully and wonderfully made. You're beautiful and you're worth God's best. Okay? So I'm good and I'm going. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.